What is up, you off-topic motherfuckers? It is Kelci back with another episode of the Off-Topic Podcast. We got Maddi and Lexy in the house.
What is up, my guys?
This week we just kind of wanted to dial back just a little bit. I have a lot of deep dives that I'm going to get into, but it is a lot of research, and I want to get you guys the best of the best. So it's going to take me a second. Just get over it. It's going to take me a second. So, we are going to talk some chaos and conspiracy theories. We have two chaotic stories that we're going to talk about. It's not a huge deep dive, it's just a little overview, but we're going to give our opinions about it and things that we have thought about the case and whatnot. So remember, it's not all facts, it's just an overview and what we think. And then we have two conspiracy theories that we're going to talk about. I have a question for Maddi and Lexy that we're going to talk about in the middle. And yeah, let's get on with this week's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh my goodness.
So,
oh my gosh, you look the same exact time.
oh man. Anyways, first things first, we're going to talk about the two chaotic stories that I wrote down. Maddie's going to read them, and the first one is just kind of an overview. The second one is a little bit more of a story, I guess. So, yeah, let's get into it.
First one is Gabby Petito. From AI Google overview, Gabby Petito was reported missing while on a road trip with her boyfriend, Brian Landry, in July of 2021. Her body was found in Wyoming, Teton?
Yeah, I think it's Teton.
Teton National Forest. Is it Landry's?
I think it's Landry's, but they were saying laundries and loundries as well, so we can just say Landry's.
Okay.
And people can correct us if they need to.
Yeah. Remains later found in Florida. So, for all you, Brian's remains were found in Florida, while Gabby's were found in Teton?
Yep, Wyoming.
Teton. It's kind of fun to say. Teton. Key events. She was reported missing July of 2021. Landry drove the band back to his parents' home in Florida without Petito. Petito's body found September 19th. Landry reported missing from his parents 4 days after leaving on September 13th. Landry's remains found in Florida. Mayaca.
I was writing it down and I was like, man, I can't wait to hear her pronounce this.
Mayakahachi.
Okay.
Landry's remains found in Florida.
Say that again.
Fuck, I'm not going to be able to get through this sentence because I can't pronounce it. I'm going to have to Mayakachi.
Okay.
What do you need? Landry's remains found in Florida Creek Park on October 20th of 2021. Suspicion. Authorities blame Landry for Petito's death. Landry, whatever, was deemed a person of interest in the case days before he went missing. Arrest warrant issued for Landry for unauthorized withdrawals using Petito's debit card while she was missing. Why you use a missing girl's debit card?
For real though. Like, damn, and you done did some shit to her, so how you gonna go and spend her money like that?
Well, it wasn't even that. I thought from the documentary we watched on Netflix, which shout out them, go watch that if you haven't. It is an eye-opener for sure.
Really good. I can't wait
but
to
I
watch
thought
the one
he
on
transferred like $600 or $700 to his account.
And then continued to use the card.
And then I thought it was for like gas and stuff, but either way, still you use them stuff you shouldn't use them. Petito's parents sued Brian's parents and their lawyer for intentional and reckless infliction of emotional distress. The civil lawsuit was settled, and the terms of the resolution are confidential. So what you mean confidential? Why are they confidential?
Right,
did he do something?
If they didn't do no wrong, why ain't you telling everybody, hi, bitches?
Right.
Just saying. There is most definitely some shit going on that was not said, and some shit that the parents fucking knew, 100% knew. They covered up his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just mysteriously goes missing for a month. And then you find his remains in October.
And he told his parents that it was both their vans. No, it wasn't. It was only registered to Gabby.
Right. Only
you drove it home without her. Not to mention, if you haven't watched the Netflix documentary, the fight they got into on the side of the road.
That you see police footage of.
Yeah.
Where she had marks on her, but yeah, he was the one that got to stay in a DV hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they claimed her as the violent mother.
And told her where she could get a $5 shower.
I thought it was an abuser, but
abuser and aggressor. Yeah. That's what.
Because he had scratch marks on him, because she was defending herself. After they had eyewitnesses stating that they saw Brian
smack her multiple times.
And in the video, didn't they say that she had like a bruise on her arm?
Yes.
And like something on her face.
And no, she had a black eye.
Yeah, black eye or something, yeah.
Well, I guess it wasn't really black yet for the people that are going to go through and watch the video after it was red. But you can see it better on which one? HBO?
Was it HBO? Or was it Hulu? It wasn't the Netflix one. It was the second one we started watching. Hulu. Or HBO, I'm pretty sure.
Peacock?
Man, we'll have to look. Either way,
there's a second one somewhere out on another platform that's not the same as Netflix.
There is a lot coming out now, and Gabby's parents just want justice.
And if you or somebody you know is struggling with DV, reach out for help.
It's only scary in the beginning. And in a nutshell, with Gabby's whole story, they were blaming Brian. Yes. He went missing. Missing. In quotation.
Yeah, in quotation.
No, I think he ran and he killed himself.
Yeah, he went missing 3 days after, or no, was it before? 3 days before her body was found.
And the parents walked right to the body. Mm-hmm. His parents. To his body. I'm sorry. Not to Gabby's, let me clarify.
Yeah.
So how did you know right to go to where your son was at?
Right. Like, exactly where.
Right where his body was at.
Pinpointed everything. Knew where he was at. And at that point, the only reason why you reported it is because...
CYA.
Mm-hmm. Save yo ass. And it's just ridiculous to me. It is so ridiculous to me because now they can't charge anything or anyone. Mm-hmm. And hopefully this disclosed documents confidentialness that we can't freaking find anywhere, because I tried to find it. Even tried to find like a little snippet or like a little leak somewhere. Nope. I mean, granted, I didn't really look very long because I haven't done the deep dive yet. We are going to get into that case, maybe, possibly. But we're going to find out. It's going to come out eventually. Somebody's going to leak something, and we're going to find out. How long that may take, who freaking knows? There's still years upon years upon years of people that their cases just go cold and flat stop. And bringing into the next story, where a case goes cold and just flat stop. Take it away.
The next one that we're going to get into is a 14-year-old girl who was shot in Springfield, Missouri. Published February 14th, 2025 by KY3. Authorities arrested man in Illinois who was wanted for the death investigation of 14-year-old Jackie. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong.
We can just say Jackie S.
Okay. 14-year-old Jackie S. Irvin Worlds?
Yeah.
What kind of last name is Worlds? Goofy.
This is the case you wanted me to deep dive into. I didn't really deep dive, but we're talking about it.
Irvin Worlds, 18-year-old, faces charges of abandonment of a corpse and tampering with physical evidence. He remains jailed in Illinois. Deputies responded to the 5600 block of Farm Road 140 on January 28th of 2025. Jackie's mother had reported her missing. Investigators believe Worlds had a relationship with Jackie. They say Worlds admitted to someone that someone else shot Jackie in the home, and Worlds was going to move the body.
And going was in quotations, is what he said.
Investigators found Jackie's body in a brush area. No identity of the shooter has been released. No record of the shooter or the case being arrested. Case is stopped dead in the water. Sheriff Arnett of Greene County, Missouri asked if you know any information to contact Greene County Sheriff's Office by calling 911, or tips can be left at 417-829-6230. This one's crazy because at first, I don't remember the young boy's name who was eventually, like, the beginning getting blamed for this.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the Irvin guy. What? Zoe? Yeah. Okay.
Or it was like, how do you spell her name?
Yeah. Irvin Worlds, a.k.a. Zoe. So.
And he's bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No
who was
hair,
the
no
first guy?
I thought he was.
We can just give him a name at this point.
No, but I need the screenshots because I don't remember. Because it wasn't actually the dude that was. They were blaming, it was Zoe. Because the guy is important because he helped Zoe move the body out into the bushes.
We're not doing like a deep dive into it yet, so it doesn't have to be his actual name.
But he.
Okay, well, I guess.
also heard he called a lot of people.
An unknown name right now, because we can't find it, was there with at the time of the murder as well. And I don't think has he been found?
No.
Yeah, so Zoe used his phone and said that the unnamed gentleman went crazy and shot Jackie, and then he shot Zoe as well. And he was cleaning everything up and cleaning all the blood up. And blah, 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 blah. And then they found out that Zoe was alive and well, and they thought his family was hiding him in St. Louis or Illinois or wherever. And I think his name was Mike. I want to say it was like Mike something, or Michael, or...
It's weird. I know it's a weird name.
I don't know, but the unknown name man has still not been found.
And he helped Zoe move the body of Jackie.
And they did clean up the blood the best of their ability.
Cut the carpet into squares, or like around the blood stains.
Bleach. Put a bag over her head.
And it's just kind of dead now. Because Zoe's not saying anything else. They can't find this unnamed guy that we don't know his name right now. Jackie's dead, so she can't say what the fuck happened. Her parents have no idea. Last they know, they just reported her missing. Like, there's no...
Definitely gang affiliated.
And somebody knows something. Like, this little girl's 14. Regardless of what she was getting into, there was very controversial posts on Facebook that because she was holding a gun and this, that, and the third, and an Instagram picture that what goes around comes around, and where are her parents, and blah, blah, blah. Like, as accurate as all of that is, and some of those statements are, her parents needed to be a little more involved, sure. But that doesn't mean they deserved their daughter to get murdered. That doesn't mean she deserved to get murdered. And that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve justice. This is a 14-year-old girl, guys. regardless of what went on or what she did. 14 years old. Murdered by somebody who was 4 years older than her. Like, who had no business even being around her.
And who was allegedly supposed to be in some kind of relationship with her.
Yeah, that is true.
First of all, you're 18 going after a 14-year-old. You're disgusting.
And let's talk about that. Where was the charges for that?
Right.
He is a legal adult. She is a minor. Where are the charges for that? And just all we're getting charged with so far is abandonment of corpse and
tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence? Come on now. That's almost as bad as the lady. Did y'all see on Facebook or TikTok about the lady that shot her baby daddy?
No.
It was a black man. I think it was in Georgia. And she came home from the club. First of all, this whole story doesn't even really add up. You'll have to I want to deep dive into it because 2 + 2 = 4, guys. So
we gotta figure it out.
Yeah. She went out partying and apparently thought that after she had drinks and partying, that she needed to come home and clean her gun with her hand on the trigger. And shot her baby daddy and killed him. Now, because of social media, and this is the power of social media and how fast it blew up, I saw today that this lady has been charged. So...
Now, hold on. When you clean your gun, is your finger on the trigger?
Exactly.
And the safety off?
That's what I think it was the brother that posted about it. Let me see.
Like, listen, I don't know if I don't know if I could work a gun as well as the next person. But I do know whenever you're not aiming at something to shoot it, that safety is on, for one. Your finger's off the trigger and on top, above, where you put where, like, the gun barrel is. Like, and whenever you're cleaning it, most of the time, it's on a table.
And people aren't around, and if so, like, you're not going to be purposely aiming it at, like...
Facts.
Towards them.
God, people. Like, is our justice system really that oblivious to some things? Or are they just trying to sign some papers and get on with it? Because, come on.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, so here is this on Facebook?
Yes.
Here is a little Facebook clip about this Georgia man that Maddi was just talking
about.
about
The man in Georgia who was shot and killed by his girlfriend, yet she wasn't arrested because she said it was just an accident. At 5:45 on Sunday morning, the police were called to the home of Telvin Osborne, also known as Telbo Rackins, in Midville, Georgia. When police arrived, they found Telbo deceased from a single gunshot wound to the chest, and his girlfriend, Hannah Grace Cobb, admitted to shooting him. 28-year-old Hannah Grace Cobb is the mother of Telbo's 2 children, and police say she's fully cooperating with the investigation. Yet, Telbo's family says, why is there investigation? She should be in jail. More details emerged, and it turns out that hours before Telbo was killed, the two had went out dancing at the club. And when they returned home, she was reportedly drunk, and she took out a weapon, began cleaning it, and claimed that the weapon misfired, shooting him in the chest. But nobody believes that. Most of all, his family, who have questions that nobody has been able to answer. Telbo's brother, Roderick Osborne Williams, questioned, why wasn't the gun on safety while you were cleaning it? And who parties goes home with their significant other and immediately starts to clean a gun in the middle of the night? Roderick believes this is a cover-up, and Hannah Grace is about to get away with murder. Researchers actually found footage on Telbo's Instagram story from hours before the killing, and it shows Hannah dancing wildly at the club and pointing up the gun sign, at Tailboat while he's filming. Here you can see Hannah dancing in the club and pointing the gun symbol at Tailboat while he's filming. The camera seems to linger on these girls a little bit too long, and watch Hannah's face. She's giving him the death stare. Here she goes again. Neighbors who know the couple say that Hannah has always been extremely possessive and controlling of Tailboat, and they believe she is capable of hurting him intentionally. Do you think Hannah shot Tailboat by accident, or is there some kind of police cover-up? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more.
Well, that's freaking crazy. Here is the status. I don't know if you can see it. I kind of just paused it.
But here that Hannah Grace is in the club exhibiting game or shooting motions right before shooting in.
I mean, you can't really say much about that because if it's a song and you're feeling it and it's got something about a gun,
Oh, I think I found it.
you going
Okay. So, Hannah Grace Cobb kills my brother, Telbo Rankins, after leaving a club partying. She claims she went home and cleaned a damn gun and shot him in the head. That's what he was told originally. Just stick with it. Anybody out there knows something doesn't sound right about that. 1, why isn't your gun on safety when you're cleaning it? It could have shot anybody. 2, who parties, gets drunk, and goes home in the middle of the night and cleans a gun? 3, why hasn't Burke County, Georgia Sheriff's Department given this information to the news media? It sounds like a cover-up. This girl wasn't arrested and is about to get away with murder, completely unacceptable and a failure of the system to prosecute. Sounds like a racist move, white privilege motivated. Sorry, but I don't buy it. And she needs to be locked up. It's negligent to even consider cleaning a gun if that's what happened. What if a child was there? You're cleaning a gun. You had to pull the trigger on the gun, so what the fuck was your finger around the trigger for? This is ridiculous. Update. I'm being told now the news says it was a chest shot. Originally, that was what I was told, but somewhere the story was given that it was a headshot. And
He has some fair points, though.
he said, tell me if I'm wrong. If so, I found the reason. Is Hannah's father a cop or an ex-cop?
Oh man. That's absolutely crazy. We'll definitely have to look into that one some more. But she's arrested right now?
Yes, but on some bogus charge, not even what it needs to be.
Alright, well. Hopefully, they will get their head out of their asses and figure it the fuck out. But, who am I to say? I'm not a Georgia police person or detective or investigator or none of that, so guess I can't really say much. But come on, people. That's all I can say.
For
real. So, I have a question for you guys. Putting everybody else aside, all of their thoughts and what they would think about you, anything like that, we're going to do this in 3 parts. In the next 5 years, we'll start with 1. In the next year, what do you think this world is going to look like? As far as riots, apocalypse, martial law, outbursts, what do you think is going to go down in the next year?
The government.
The government?
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely going to be riots.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be riots.
Because there's a whole lot of shit going down right now that nobody's fucking talking about. You see a couple posts every once in a while. You see a couple trendy things for a day or 2.
Well, there's definitely probably another civil war coming. Like I said, there's...
Maybe not in a year.
Yeah.
But...
So do you think in a year it's going to be... I'm going to use this example because we were talking about it the other day, babe, but like how Nazis were? Where there's going to be camps for certain people and there's going to be
For sure.
Soldiers and shit marching around the
immigration
streets.
camps.
That is true.
And Greene County is full of immigrants being held by ICE right now because apparently Greene County signed a deal. So yeah, let's just flood our jails with immigrants who are trying to escape hell and leave the murderers out on the street as the two that are still fucking left out there in the Chavez Gwen case and the Haley Frillman case. Like, yeah, let's just do that. And then on top of that, this ain't got nothing. This is like I got 10 pennies. But did you know that they're not charging any of the 5 people in that case for potentially, like, killing the baby? Like, they're acting... Well, they didn't know Haley was pregnant, so whatever. Are you kidding me?
What?
Are you kidding me? That baby felt everything. Everything.
Oh my
the
God.
shrapnel in her fucking body. The surgeries.
Oh my God.
The injections that she had to put into her body. Yeah, like, seriously, guys? You search this case. This family is...
They're going through
I don't know them personally, but I follow them on Facebook, and they're going through it, and what they've had to go through, and what they've had to deal with, and for that mom to be told that her baby wasn't important, didn't matter, they weren't going to charge them for attempted manslaughter or anything like. If Haley wouldn't have lived, neither would their baby. Like, but that just doesn't matter. It just blows my mind. Is all. That's all. That was my 10 pennies. I just had to throw that in there. Greene County's finest.
We like going off topic. It's alright. And same question, but in 3 years. What do you think?
Shit.
Everything's gonna be like in 3 years.
Shit.
Trump's gonna make some ridiculous laws or something.
I don't know. Shit. I'm scared to even think about it.
Definitely prices are gonna go up on stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're already doing that. And so the last...
Same gas, I bet.
The last part was in 5 years. What do you think the hell's going to be going on in 5 years?
Well, if it doesn't turn into a dictatorship, then 5 years won't matter because he only has 4. Yeah, I'm hoping.
But every time a president leaves the office, they always make a whole bunch of laws and stuff, right? Or like
Trump would most definitely try to get as much as he could passed before he left.
Oh, for sure. He's already started. But like, do you think that anytime soon it'll be kind of like an apocalypse? Not a zombie apocalypse, but like power grid's gonna go down, shit's gonna go crazy, everybody's gonna be rioting and rooting and looting through everything.
No,
not in 5 years.
I don't think so.
I really hope not. I got my whole life ahead of me right now.
I mean, it got pretty bad in Ferguson whenever that stuff happened. It got bad in Flint whenever the water crisis happened, but...
And the rioting.
But what Trump's doing right now, I couldn't tell you. I guess it depends on how far he goes, what he does. He's already doing fucked up shit, targeting the trans community for just being fucking people.
And the gangs around here again.
I mean, I don't know, this world that we're living in right now is starting to become pretty scary.
It is. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because what the hell?
Yeah.
What
do you think?
What the shit?
And we're just a ginormous laughing stock right now to the other countries. So I know the other countries listening are like, oh, guys, I already know. Well, y'all are so... Yeah, we know.
We know. We know. Email in and tell us where we can fly to when shit goes down.
For real. We're cool people.
Gotta accept our dogs, cats, and bearded dragons, though. Sorry.
Yeah.
We can leave
For
the
fish, too.
We can leave the fish.
What we gonna do? Flush them down the toilet?
Oh, give them back to Asia. Here we go.
Just leave them there. Put
Right,
all the
they
food
gave
in
them to
it.
us.
They didn't. Cavius did it.
It's fair.
I think that in the next few years, the rioting might get crazy. Martial law might get put out again because it already was once. Storming of the DC is going to happen again because it was already happened once. So they're going to figure it the fuck out on how to do it again. And I feel like, I don't know if this is allowed, so I'm probably going to cut it.
You gonna put us on a fucking radar right now.
I will cut it, but for real.
Yes.
They've already tried.
Lincoln only
That
got one, right?
That was
One.
inside as a motherfucker. He played that shit so everybody would boo-hoo.
You can cut this out, but I think inside job, but
We're going to be getting
That's
into
just
that,
my
too,
opinion.
on one of my conspiracy theory deep dives. So, speaking of, we got real off topic right there, so we're just going to bring it back in. The last couple things I have are some conspiracy theories. I only got 2. I wrote down some, and we're going to just kind of, if you remember it, you remember it. If you don't, you don't. And we're going to just, see what we remember. And
does that mean you were talking about the Mandela effect?
Yeah. So, the Mandela effect, which is a phenomenon where people have false memories of events throughout the
Multiple
time.
people, apparently. That's why
And this actually helps because we have 2 different,
comes from
Age,
Nelson Mandela.
2 different generations.
We're not that far apart, but
we're different generations. So the people in our generation remember things way differently than some other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they call it the Mandela effect. And the first one that I wrote down was Pikachu with a black tip on his tail. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Never happened. That
and
was
his
never
ear,
there.
right?
His ear was never specified, but the black tip on his tail was never there. We're crazy.
It was just my Pikachu from back in the day that most definitely did have.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But if you ask everybody, that's exactly what they say is, I had one when I was little. But do they still have it? No. Can they prove it? No. You can't find it anywhere. The only thing that says anything about it is Mandela effect. Like, that is all. There's nothing else. Crazy. We're going to have to find somewhere like an antique store or something. And be like, yeah, black tip.
You're going to have to dive more into the Mandela effect and why it's the Mandela effect. Because most people should know that it came from Nelson Mandela, but
I'm going to, for sure. This one's just different ones. Like, I think it was 20 or 15. The next one is the Monopoly guy. Did he have an eyeglass?
Yes, he did, but they say he didn't.
Has he ever had an eyeglass?
Yes, he fucking
Yes,
has.
he did.
No.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did. He always had that one little.
It was a monocle. Yes,
No.
he did.
He had a stick and a hat.
He had the stick,
And
the
the
hat,
beard.
and the monocle. Yes, he did.
I remember because in commercials it would like pop out and he'd put it right back on.
Yeah.
No.
I bet at Mama she still has the old school Monopoly game, and I guarantee it has the
We're
monocle
gonna have
on
to
it.
prove these motherfuckers wrong for sure.
I don't think it does.
Yeah. The next one, I don't know if you have ever heard of these because they're old, like very old. You might not have even heard of them before, but the Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears, yeah. They're not called the Berenstein Bears. They were apparently called the Berenstein or Stain. Yeah.
Berenstain Bears. There was never an E. It's the Berenstain Bears.
But yes, there were. That was one of the biggest ones.
Berenstain Bears. That's what they were.
I don't know.
That's bullshit.
I figured you wouldn't know.
That's the same with the Cheshire Cat. Did you write that one down?
Nope, I did not. The next one is the old time Mickey Mouse. Did he have suspenders?
Yes.
Or was it just shorts and the little buttons?
Hold on, what kind of Mickey Mouse? Like on the black and white,
yeah.
where he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he has suspenders.
Nope, never happened. He never had suspenders a day in his life.
Now in, like, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, he doesn't.
Yeah. Yep. Everyone's crazy about that one, too.
What?
The next one, don't know if you would know this one either. Looney Tunes. Remember Looney Tunes?
I remember.
Was it Looney Tunes TOONS or was it Looney Tunes
I have a shirt.
TUNES?
I have a... Can you...
It was TOON at one point, but they changed it to TUNES.
It was TONS at one point, and then it went to the Tiny Toon Adventures or whatever. And now it's Looney Tunes, but it's TUNES instead of tunes.
It's like tunes.
Yeah.
That's the newer one. That's the Mandela right there. Alright, the next one. Jiffy Peanut Butter.
JIF.
Was it Jiffy Peanut Butter? Or is it just Jiff?
It was just Jiff.
Has it ever been Jiffy Peanut Butter?
No, they changed it to Jiffy after they got out with an E. coli break.
That was backwards.
Oh.
It used to be Jiffy. It was Jiffy Peanut Butter. And now you can never see or know anything.
Yeah,
It's
Jiffy
just
used to be
Jiff.
It was blue and
Red.
and now it's red. And
it was
blue and yellow.
Jiffy Peanut Butter.
yeah.
But now it's just Jiff. Yeah. Curious George, did he have a tail?
Yeah.
He had a motherfucking tail. I don't care what nobody motherfucking says.
tail.
He had a
motherfucking tail.
No, he did not. Never a day in his life.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did.
I'll go.
I'll take that one to my grave.
He had
Yes, he motherfucking did.
Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
But
I
what
knew
monkey
that.
don't have a motherfucking tail?
Exactly. What kind of monkey is he?
For real. Like, what? At that point, motherfucker looked like a brown panda.
Oh, he ain't
The sloth
too
or
small
something.
to be an ape.
Alright, the next one. Fruit Loops. Was it spelled fruit? Like actual fruit? Or FROOT?
OOT. Fruit Loops. With two O's, two O's.
It used, some people remember it as fruit, like Fruit Loops. Fruit spelled like FRUIT. Fruit Loops. I don't really remember that. Like, I wasn't that staring at my cereal. I was don't give me some fucking Fruit Loops.
Yeah, for me it was.
But yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them on there, and I was interested because I had never heard of that one. The next one is Fruit of the Loom shorts or undies.
They have the fucking cocoon, yes. Cornucopia, yes, it fucking did, but no, it didn't.
Yes,
Nope,
it did.
not ever in its life.
Yes, it fucking did.
Yes, it did.
I wish I still had my undies.
Alright, the last one.
God damn it, Bobby.
I can't bend that.
God damn it, Bobby.
The last conspiracy theory that I have wrote down for this one, for the Mandela effect. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day as a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Is that right? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, is what they say now.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Not in the, in this. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day in this neighborhood.
No.
That's what they say it is now.
No.
And has always been its life.
No.
No, it was. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day as a neighbor. Like, what? That one blew my mind.
That one.
I said, hold on. I read it like 4 times. I said, well, no, hold on.
Hold on.
For real. Alright, the last thing we have for the episode is the 10 conspiracy theories that I found out about, or that I looked up about the Titanic. There were so freaking many, first of all. So many. So,
And not even some of them that I actually want to talk about.
Did you put down that the ship was switched? That's what some people say.
There's so many. So many. So I'm going to start at 10. This was on one website. I didn't even go to different other ones because it was crazy how much there was. So we're going to start at 10. It was an inside job to collect insurance money.
Yep, heard that one.
That is one of them. And I have little screenshots.
Conspiracy theorist Robin Gardner has an unusual idea. The Titanic didn't sink. Instead, its sister ship, RMS Olympic, was disguised as the Titanic in an insurance scam by her owners. The International Mercantile Marine Group, controlled by American banker J.P. Morgan, Ultimate Titanic, disagrees with Gardner. However, pointing out that the Titanic's construction materials bore the number 401. The Olympic's parts were stamped 400. Only materials numbered 401 were recovered in the wreckage.
Interesting. Number 9 was it is an elaborate murder plot.
Some blame J.P. Morgan anyway, claiming the banker arranged an elaborate murder. As the theory goes, Morgan wanted to create a U.S. Federal Reserve Bank, which was opposed by his rivals. Millionaires John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Macy Isidore Strauss, all three rivals, were aboard the Titanic. Guggenheim and Strauss apparently went down with the ship. Astor's body was later recovered. Author J. Kent Layton finds the murder theory unworkable. However, there's no evidence and no one has admitted playing a role. Conceivably, anyone or all three could have ended up surviving a disaster, so why bother? I don't know if I really vibe with that one, but...
Interesting.
That's a lot of work to go through to cover it. I don't know.
The next one, this one was a little push for me, I guess. And I'm a spiritual person. I believe in that kind of stuff. This one was the cursed mummy theory.
The Titanic supposedly sank to give its grave carrying a cursed mummy in its hold. That's the theory anyway, and the tale has been around for a century. It seems the mummified Egyptian princess also left a trail of devastation across England in the 1900s after being excavated and moved. Alas, Charles Haas of the Titanic International Society assessed the ship's cargo manifest in 1985, and there was no mummy aboard, cursed or otherwise. Curiously, there were large stocks of raw feathers, hatter's fur, and rabbit fur, but no mummies. Why you got that much shit on board?
Yeah, I don't...
What you need fur for?
Interesting.
I don't know if I would.
The next one is a German U-boat torpedoed the Titanic.
Pew, 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 pew.
Although World War I hadn't yet started, suspicious minds suggest a German U-boat could have attacked the British ship. Some survivors reported a vessel lurking miles away until the early morning. The sub may have deliberately targeted the luxury liner or possibly accidentally collided with it, according to a Huffington Post columnist. There's no proof, however. Critics of the theory also point out that the German U-boat attack on RMS Lusitania in 1915 caused the ship to sink in 18 minutes. It took 2 hours and 40 minutes for RMS Titanic to go under.
So that one, I believe maybe halfway. The only thing I really believe is if people saw the ship or whatever in the distance, that wouldn't be too far off because there was not very many ships on the sea back then.
That's fair.
At least not where they were.
I don't know, though, how they know it was German.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I was hating on the Germans. Next one was possible sabotage.
Belfast shipbuilders Harlan and Wolff have been the focus of several conspiracy theories. As one story goes, Catholic workers were horrified that the ship's hull number 390904 seemed to spell out no pope, if read backwards, so they sabotaged the ship. The trouble is, the Titanic was assigned to yard number 401, and her official Board of Trade destination was 131,428, so 390904 seems to have been plucked out of the sky. Also, the company was almost exclusively staffed by Protestants, writes Annie Caulfield, author of the Irish Blood, English Heart, Ulster Fry.
Yeah, that one was just kind of funny to me.
That one is kind of funny, excuse me.
Say what?
Some people go way out here with these theories. I can get behind some of them, but other ones, they just make me chuckle. That's why I started laughing halfway through reading it, because, like, excuse me. Them are the people that think 2 + 2 = 6, guys.
For real, though. Number 5, substandard rivets were used to cut costs.
Harlan and Wolff are also blamed for using substandard materials to save money during construction, even though there was no limit on the budget to build the luxury liner. Supposedly they used wrought iron rivets, mechanical fasteners, instead of steel rivets, as there were 3mm rivets in the Titanic's hull. The theory is that the lower grade standard rivets were brittle in cold temperatures and popped off when the steamship hit an iceberg. Suspicions of rivet failure have haunted the Titanic for a century, but they are still just that, a suspicion. I could probably get behind that one. Everybody wants to cut costs. I can't imagine that would have been any different in 1915.
Right.
Everybody nickels and dimes for fucking everything.
For real, though.
So I could get behind that one and believe that it wrecked and sunk due to budget cuts.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The next one. Titanic's captain was under pressure to create the new speed record.
Under pressure.
Was Captain Edward Smith pressured to set a speed record for the quickest crossing of the Atlantic? There's no evidence that his boss, White Star Line CEO Joseph Ismay, piled on the pressure. Paul Loden Brown, author of The White Star Line 2000, believes it is unlikely. Still, it's a juicy theory. It didn't help that Ismay jumped on the last lifeboat to leave the Titanic, while 75% of the third-class passengers were drowning. Titanic Captain Edward Smith's body was never recovered. His final moments remain a mystery, with no shortage of conspiracy theories and conflicting accounts.
I mean...
That one's a little... Because, everything that I've ever been told is the captain goes with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So why did he get off instead of go down with his ship? I don't know. Fight or flight, I guess, kicks in at that moment.
Yeah, I guess so. You either go... But, like you said, I'm going down with my ship.
Yeah.
I don't know. The third one is official inquiries were a Freemasons whitewash.
An American investigation held in 1912 found that the sinking of the Titanic was an act of God, which in legal terms means a natural hazard outside of human control. The British inquiry found that the Titanic disaster was caused by a collision with an iceberg, brought about by the excessive speed at which the ship was being navigated. The British also decided there was no truth to allegations that third-class passengers were locked below decks. Neither inquiry blamed the Titanic's owner for negligence, however, leading to theories that the government inquiries were a whitewash. So, I don't know about that one. I mean, that one says right there that he was speeding. And so, I'm just saying, maybe
if we put some of these together, like the budget cuts.
You might be able to figure something out in the speeding.
Yeah. The next one is a coal fire theory.
The coal fire theory is one of the more interesting ideas. Robert Essenheim, an Ohio State University engineer, is of the opinion that a pile of stored coal could have been smoldering, so it was added to the furnace to reduce the fire danger. That in turn led to the unsafe speeds as the Titanic raced into the iceberg-filled ocean. Even if the theory is correct and the Titanic set off from Southampton, England, with one of its bunkers ablaze, for spontaneous combustion occurred while sailing, would fire be a game changer? It's my personal opinion that it didn't make a difference. The former secretary of the British Titanic Society, David Hill, told the Timers.
Another speed theory.
Interesting.
And the last one that I wrote down is called the perfect storm theory.
Here's one of the more interesting theories. What if the fire in bunker number 6 was part of a perfect storm of events that sank the Titanic? A combination of fire, ice, and criminal negligence. Irish journalist and author Sinan Milani believes a substantial fire could have weakened sections of the hull, making it impossible for the Titanic to withstand the impact of an iceberg. The influence of the fire was downplayed in the original inquiry into the disaster, but it wasn't entirely discounted.
I don't know, man. Put a couple of these stories together, I think
And
we got
get
something.
2 plus 2 is 4.
We might have got something here. We're going to deep dive into the Titanic, too. There's a lot of different conspiracy theories that I want to deep dive into. A lot of different true crime that we're still going to deep dive into. I'm not going to limit deep dive to only true crime because there are other things that everybody needs to talk about that need to be kind of talked about. So, yeah, that's where I'm
Did you just
at.
tickle my foot? You just
they're
let
right
your
there.
intrusive thought win.
It was like just a little.
We love intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. And you were falling asleep. It was perfect.
I was, yeah.
Alright, guys. My wife needs to get to bed, so I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Off Topic Podcast. Go ahead and hit the follow button, like button, share us out, to get some people in here to listen to us and tell us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, what we need to do, what we don't need to do. All those fun things. We're still looking for some new feedback, so just let us know. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get out of here. Catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.